talk about sporting events, of course, we were in the area where no doubt the Island Games would be happening. When we last talked, you said a decision had to be made in September.
Yeah.
Are you at that point now?
Yeah, as I say, it's not primarily a decision for government; it's a decision for the organisers. But I think
It's not going to happen, is it?
I don't know is the answer. I mean, I think it really is the level of there is clearly much more of this pandemic still to run, and I'm sure that will be factored into the
So they will make a decision in September?
I believe so, that's my understanding. Right. But it's not for me to communicate any decision that they may or may not make. That'll be for them to communicate in their own way, in their own time.
Finally then, just back to the election, I think. You're standing.
Yes.
You like this job, I understand. People seem to like you. You got a big applause anyway, which is, I don't know if all our politicians would quite receive that. You want to carry on?
No, I've always been very transparent. This is my third election. In each election, I've made it very clear what role I would like if I am elected, I've made it clear that if I am elected back to the States of Deliberation, then I would like to seek this role again. I think it is relevant and pertinent information for the electorate. They need to factor that into their decision as to whether to vote for me or not.
Yeah.
So I've never sought to shy away from being transparent about the role that I would like.
From talking to people, it hasn't been a big issue, as far as I can hear, on people canvassing to talk about economy open or close. It seems that's accepted. You get that message, feeling that people are quite happy with what you and your team are doing?
I think the community, generally speaking, is recognises what a strong position the island is in by comparison to so many other jurisdictions around the world right now. And I think we've been blessed clearly by the most fantastic summer weather, which it's felt like it's pretty well gone on from March onwards, with apart from a few weeks here and there. And I think particularly in the last few weeks, there's been a clear determination for everybody just to enjoy every opportunity that's going, A, because they're on the island and not off the island, and B, because none of us know whether we'll be able to sustain this till the end of this pandemic. In other words, we recognise that if the COVID does come back into our community, we may need to reintroduce social distancing and some other non-pharmaceutical interventions.
And you're finding people big time, aren't you? You're hitting people if they break that.
Yeah, yes. I mean, it was a surprise to me to learn that the UK is only now thinking about whether it might be necessary to fine people who break self-isolation. Our maximum fine for breaking self-isolation is £10,000, and I think that we've had somebody who's been fined £6,000 from memory. Yeah. But absolutely, it's right that there is. If you're going to have rules, then you have to have enforcement, and you have to be serious about it. Otherwise, there is no point. I think if you're simply going to rely on guidance, you're going to struggle. But it's quite clear that the community, nobody in this community wants to be responsible for bringing this infection back into the very unique and lucky situation that we have created for ourselves. So actually the level of adherence to the self-isolation is very, very high.
Can you understand Jersey's method and what they're doing? I know you don't talk about other jurisdictions, but it's a completely different
no, absolutely. Well, you've identified exactly, it is a different strategy. I understand why they've chosen to do that. And that's the route they've adopted. So, yeah.
Okay, well, all the best. We've all been made very welcome, I have to say. It's been
good.
And I think you had the same in the Isle of Man, which is great, isn't it?
No, it's good. And I hope, again, that when life does return to more normal travel patterns, that people will remember this experience and still want to explore each other's patch, and that we somehow find a way to enable that to happen, because I think it has been. And hopefully the connections which have been created through sporting teams and so on will encourage that to continue.